What's up guys, King of Soup here again. I've had a few of y'all ask me on Twitter if I could do a beginner's guide to H1Z1 or some sort of survival tutorial. As always, I'm going to do my best to give you guys what you want and what you ask for, so here it is. Here is Chapter 1 of how to survive in H1Z1. Now, for those of you that don't know, H1Z1 is a massive multiplayer zombie survival game. The basic premise of the game is to forage and scrounge up the things you need to survive. In this little tutorial, I'm going to teach you the first few things you need to learn about how to survive. Obviously, the most important thing is your safety. You will have to defend yourself against zombies, players, and other parts of the environment. The easiest and most efficient way to do this, in my opinion, is to right off the bat craft a bow and some arrows. Let me show you how to do that. The crafting of a makeshift bow requires 1 scrap of cloth and 1 stick. First, run over to an area where you can collect sticks. At this point, I usually crouch or go prone to avoid being seen from any enemies. While hidden in the bush or tree, I immediately go into my inventory and I shred my t-shirt. This turns your shirt into 4 scraps of cloth, one which you'll use for the bow and the others will be used later. If you're now worried about not having a shirt, don't fret. It's very easy to find other clothing while scavenging through houses, especially in the laundry room and the washers and dryers. Once you have successfully shredded your shirt, go ahead and exit your inventory, and while you're still on the tree or bush, press E and you will collect a stick. Now go back into your inventory and click on the Discovery tab. In this section, you can click on items discovered throughout the world and put them together and see if there's anything to be crafted with them. At this point, go ahead and click on the scrap of cloth and the stick, and then click Discover. As you can see, you have now discovered how to make a makeshift bow. Now click on the Crafting tab. This menu shows what items you have discovered how to craft. When you first spawn, they go ahead and give you a few freebies to get you started. The bars show up in a green color according to how many items you have required to craft the item. As you can see, the bar for the makeshift bow is completely green, meaning that we have all the items to craft the makeshift bow. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, now we're almost ready to defend ourselves. Now we just need some ammo for this bow. Go ahead and exit your inventory and go collect some more sticks. 1 stick creates 1 arrow. I usually don't like to walk around with less than 10 arrows. You have to discover how to make arrows just like you had to discover how to make a makeshift bow. Go ahead and put 1 stick in the Discovery tab and then click Discover, and then craft yourself some arrows. Alright, now that you have a bow and arrows, let's go find a subject to test the arrows on. Shooting the bow and arrow requires the same button combinations in first person and third person. Right click pulls an arrow out and puts it on the string and draws it back, and left click fires the arrow. Like most other games, the developers give you a point of reference for aiming. In this particular game, it's a white dot on the screen. The farther the target is away from you, the higher you want to put the dot above their head. As usual, headshots are what it's all about in this game. Headshots are a one-shot kill on zombies and players, unless the player is wearing a motorcycle helmet. In that case, it will take 2 headshots to take them down. What's really nice about the bow and arrow is after making a kill, you can go back and retrieve the arrows that you used to kill the subject. This is sometimes glitchy and you aren't able to do it, but most of the time you're able to retrieve almost all of your arrows. One thing to definitely keep in mind is that zombies sometimes drop loot bags. I have found anything from clothes, food, and even weapons with ammo in the loot bags. One last thing you need to do is craft a satchel. It's a small backpack that carries 300 units of weight. In order to craft a satchel, you just need 6 scraps of cloth. The most common thing that zombies drop after being killed is scraps of cloth. If you're lucky enough to find a bladed weapon early on, you can also hack up their bodies to get scrap cloth. Well guys, that about covers the first few things you need to do when you spawn in H1Z1. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you were able to take something away from it. If you did learn something, please give me a thumbs up, and as always, don't forget to subscribe.